guys, Christ is risen. It's time for another book review, and it was actually inspired by a comment that somebody just asked me. They said, "You have all these books behind you, what are they?" And I said, "It's a little secret. They're not actually books, they're boxes. They're the ones you get at the craft store or at Barnes & Noble to, like, make your clutter look neat." That's what I do with those. But I do have, the rest of my house is jam-packed with books. And this is a somewhat unexpected book to find on a YouTube channel about prison ministry and Orthodox Christianity, but it's extremely, extremely awesome and helpful. This is, ta-da, Kiss, Bow, or Shake Hands, published by Adams Media. This is the paperback version. I originally found this at the library in a hardcover. What this does is it goes country by country by country by country, and it's intended for business travelers. So it tells you how life and etiquette and habits work in a given country. Okay? And it also tells you how the citizens of that country tend to, what their worldview is, how they negotiate, are they superstitious, and if so, how? Stuff like that can really, of course in business it's important, but look, if America is a melting pot, do you know what's really like a super duper melting pot? Prison. I mean, you got people in there from every corner of the world. And so if you work in a prison, if you volunteer in a prison, especially if you're going to be going in and trying to establish respectful relationships, trying to bring the gospel in there, you got to know how to do it. You got to know what's going to be effective. So, for example, for every country in here, and they really do have all of the major countries. It's very impressive. Okay, let's look at Germany, for example. So for each country, right, it starts with a little fun little cultural quiz, like how much do you know? And then country history, type of government, languages, the German worldview, cultural orientation, cognitive styles, how Germans organize and process information, negotiation strategies and what Germans accept as viable evidence, value systems, the locus of decision-making, so who calls the shots, sources of anxiety reduction, issues of inequality or equality, business practices, so this is where it covers stuff like punctuality, appointments, keeping on time, business dress, negotiating tactics, business entertaining protocol, gift-giving protocol, greetings, bodily contact, titles, forms of address, and dress. Every single one of these things applies also to prison ministry. Every one of them. Okay, so if you don't have this, you need it. Notice how I didn't say you might need it. No, you need it. Go get it. I bought this brand new off of Amazon. I think it was like $24, $25. But you can find a used copy for like $5 usually on Amazon. So, and just let me disabuse you of something right now, okay? Because whenever you say something, or at least whenever I say something, to the effect of different cultures process things differently, somebody has to pop out of the woodwork and go, "Oh, racism." It's not racist. It's just true, okay? It's not a value judgment. I'm not saying anyone's smarter or better than anyone. I'm just saying, look, we live on a big planet, okay? So, an American, my family, both sides of my family have been in this country since before the Civil War. Okay, so I'm going to process things differently than somebody who just immigrated from Nigeria 2 years ago, or somebody who, grew up in Brazil and is now in the U.S. or is now in, Canada, wherever. In prisons more than anywhere else, this information can not only make you a more effective volunteer, but it can also keep you safe or safer. Because a lot of times, what we would consider to be friendly gestures or, friendly modes of communication can be extremely offensive to people from other cultures. Okay? I forget what culture it is. There's one where this gesture is considered very rude, and this in another culture, and of course I'm like having a brain fart as to what culture it is, but like doing like, "Ooh," like that. I mean, there are countries where that will get you arrested. Okay, so very, very, very useful. And not just in prisons, it's useful in life. It's useful in church, especially if you ever go to an Orthodox church. I mean, if you're Orthodox, you already know this, but if you ever visit an Orthodox church, the chances are you're going to be dealing with a lot of people who were not born in the United States. So it's really, at least I find it tremendously helpful to be able to understand, for example, if you're having a conversation with a Russian person, they're going to introduce themselves by just telling you their name. Okay? So, Vladimir Alexandrovich. Shake hands, right? But then, for the rest of the conversation, they're not going to be constantly smiling like an idiot, like I'm doing right now. They're not going to do that because they feel that that is disingenuous. They feel that that is being deceptive, because most of the time Americans smile, even though we're not super happy. It's just kind of what we do. We think it's nice. Now, if you didn't know that about Russians, you might be very offended. Or you might think, oh my goodness, they hate me. What did I do? I only met them 5 minutes ago and already they hate my guts. No, they don't. They're just Russian. That's it, right? So, highly recommended one more time. Kiss, Bow, Shake Hands, published by Adams Media. You need this on your bookshelf. So, that's about enough yammering for this particular volume. So, God bless you all. I hope this was useful. I will be back in a short while with more. There's more where that came from, baby. So, see you in the next video, guys. God bless you. Bye.